My name is Julie Funnel Gorgeous, and I have been in business since 2012. And I can't tell you the number of times I have thought like taking a match to an offer, to a community, to an entire business because things are hard and sometimes it is super lonely. Which, by the way, if you ever feel alone in your business, make sure to join our free Marketers Heart Facebook group on Facebook. We will give you all the pep talks you need so that you don't make bad decisions in the heat of the moment. So here are the 9 tips. This is actually 9 tips that I am going to recommend you do in order. So tip number one, don't do it. Now that might seem kind of obvious, but there are a lot of people I know that maybe they don't burn their whole business to the ground, but they take an axe to an offer that was selling really well, but they just had a really hard week or a hard month or traffic wasn't working, and they tear up that offer even though it was a perfectly good offer that had prior converted. Step number 1 is don't do anything when you feel like burning it to the ground. That is the number 1 sign that you should not do anything. So number 1, don't do it. Tip number 2, you're going to step away from your business for as long as it takes for you not to feel exhausted. Now, this is a tricky one. Hopefully, for most of you, if you make a regular habit of this, it will only be a couple hours, maybe a day, maybe a week, but sometimes it takes a long time to not feel exhausted. Do not stop. Keep staying away until you don't feel exhausted, because I guarantee in exhaustion, you're not going to be able to make any key decisions about your business. So you're going to step away from your business long enough so that you are no longer exhausted. Then comes step number 3. During that time, during that step away, I want you to do something that has absolutely nothing to do with business, okay? This could be exercise. It could be a vacation. It could be a walk in the woods. It could be painting, gardening, cooking, going to the movies, going out to eat with friends. Do something that has absolutely nothing to do with your business. Netflix is okay, by the way. Once you've done that, when you're ready to start thinking about your business, do not go to your computer. This is step number 4. It is the most important step. Do not go to your computer. Do not go to your phone. What you want to do is go to a notebook. Now, I have talked a lot on my podcast about the paper whiteboard. This is just a mixed media sketchbook. The bigger, the better. It kind of acts like a whiteboard, except you don't have to erase it, and each day you can turn the page. So you're going to pick up a big notebook of blank paper, and you are going to start free writing. Now, this might make you uncomfortable if you're a type A personality. Just go with me. So step number 4 is to go back to your business, not at your computer, but at a notebook. Now, you're going to free write whatever comes to mind. Hateful things, funny things, ideas, doesn't matter. Just write. Now, step number 5, once you finished, put the paper down and go do something random again. Now, you might be like, but I already did that and I'm not exhausted. I know, but whatever was on that paper needs time. It needs time to percolate. So step away from the paper, step away from the ideas, go do something random for a couple hours or a day. Now, step number 6, the next day, go back to your notebook, see what stands out, what still hooks you, okay? Now start a fresh piece of paper, and this time write about what your most ideal business day would look like, okay? You've got some ideas on that other piece of paper that you're going to circle, and now I just want you to imagine the future in an ideal way. Remember, what's happening is you've gotten a break so that you're not exhausted. You are not near your computer. You are not near social media. You have been free writing, which actually psychologically and physiologically is really important for us to use our hands kinesthetically. You've had time to percolate, and now you're dreaming about the future. Now we go to step 7. Step 7 is to take all of this journaling and go to a mentor. Go to a friend that you trust. Go to a coach. Go to someone that you can feel safe with and talk all of it out. What came out of that notebook? What came out of that piece of paper? See what they say and see what you come away with. Step 8. I know this seems exhausting, but now you're going to go back and do something random again. Go have a nice dinner out, go to the movies. You are activating your right brain. You are giving your left brain and your emotions a rest. This is unbelievably critical. Now, this can all happen in 2 days. It can happen in a week. It can happen in 1 day. Probably a good night's sleep, though, is really good for this. So go do something random again. That is step number 8. Step number 9, the final step. Now that your head and your heart are clear, go back to what you wrote down. Go back to that discussion with your mentor and take one easy win strategy or tactic that will get you closer to the business that you want to have. And that is how you avoid burning your business down to the ground or making really poor decisions when you're feeling down. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and we will talk to you soon.